Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first, all glory to God. Without him, I am nothing.
Power the shove, Neighbor Nation, we will see you on Saturday afternoon. Riley Meister gets the point.
Back into left field, say goodnight to that baseball.
This is another one. It's back-to-back jacks for KSU Tuscarawas. He's the point, and it's alive. Hanson pushes it over. Unbelievable. We play on. It's blocked. We're tied. We're tied. Unbelievable.
Game 2 is ready to commence at Schoonover Stadium on the campus of Kent State University. Game number 1 was a fun one, a walk-off winner. What will game number 2 between Stealth Select and Release Baseball bring us? Find out up next on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Once again, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this morning. Can't believe it's still morning with this heat, but it still is, technically, for the next hour and a half here in Kent, Ohio. Two strong teams who have been great this season. Stealth Select 17-7-1, the better team record-wise compared to Release's 11-10. The big difference, though? What age group? 16U versus 17U. The invite, it works out this way this time. There's a 15U bracket, then a 16-17U combined bracket. We'll see how Stealth Select can fare against a Release team that, if we're calling a spade, looking at the starting lineup offensively, it's the Avengers. You look at all the talent they have, which we'll get to that talent very soon. Pretty much 1 through 10, all of those guys are home run threats. A lot of talent, a lot of strong, powerful bats, and beyond that, you have some great pitching. We're going to say slits in this game pitch, but of course you have to keep in mind you have Riley Verteber somewhere in there. And if needed, you can bring on a guy who allowed just 1 run this past season, a sub .5 ERA. Came in around 4.92 on that ERA. It was impressive to see as this pitch is high for ball 1 at 10.32. But Release has the talent. They have all the depth needed. The question is, can they get their 12th win against a gritty Stealth Select team? The 1-0 will miss low for ball 2. In the leadoff spot, it is going to be Henry Ganakis, the second baseman out of Villa Angela St. Joseph High School. Ranked number 51 this past season. A .474 average with 6 doubles, 7 triples, a home run. And beyond that, a 4.4 GPA to show for his troubles. Really a do-it-all person at VASJ. You add on football, you add on academics. A well-rounded individual. The 2-1, Ganakis will follow back. As for Stealth Select, they will have number 49, Benson Bryant, the rising junior out of Lake Center, Christian on the mound. And you look on the other end of his battery, and Braden Ross. You have 2 state champions in the battery. Here's the 2-2. It's well wide, and we are full. Stealth Select, this is the first time that we are seeing their organization play on this channel. A group that comes from New Franklin, Ohio, in the greater Portage region, right around the Portage Lakes. 3 balls, 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter. The payoff pitch is wide for ball 4, and it's a leadoff walk for Henry Ganakis. Good patience to draw the walk, as that'll bring up Finn Barman. The right fielder steps in, rising senior 5'10", 180 out of St. Ignatius High School. And the game that is to follow, we will see the Kent State commit and Barman's teammate in Braden Colloran play for NMC Karavik as they take on the Geauga Knights at 1. Bryant trying to dial it back up, as that time he will. 0-1 the count. Looking at the defense, it is Bryant on the mound, Ross doing the catching. Zemla is at first, Stewart is at second, Craig is at short with Bias at third. Dussel is out in left, Ford is in center, and Breyer is in right, rounding out the defensive set for Stealth Select. You have some great players all together. You have some state champions. You have some rookies of the year in the case of Breyer out in right field. A lot of talents all together on this roster as they look to compete against really one of the best teams and one of the favorites in this bracket. Pitching depth is going to be key. We saw it in the last game. 2 combined pitchers. The starters went the full way for both teams. And in the case of the Sark Raiders, they threw their guy almost 125 pitches as that pitch misses well inside for ball 2. Did we necessarily expect it? No. I was really surprised that we saw him stay on the mound past the 5th inning. But pitching depth is crucial. Both teams have a good-sized roster. It just depends who's available when. And for pitching, it's a lot more important than position players. The 2-1, swing and a miss. For example, on releases, and if Bryden Spellisy couldn't catch, you could just slide in Finn Schroeder, who was, of course, an All-Ohio second-team member in Division II out of Lakewood. Not a bad substitution. Just goes to show the depth that release has. Bryant comes set for his 2-2 pitch. It's inside. A really delayed steal. And now it's a rundown between first and second. Just hesitated too much. Stealth Select looking for a pivotal first out, and they're going to get it. An interesting move for Ganakis to go. I think if he would have sent it on the back end of it, he still would have been safe. But in the end, he gets caught out, and we're full. Again, I thought he had more than enough time to get to the base. At that point, you're so close, dive for second. Go for that inner corner, closest to the mound. Try to swipe the bag that way. But that time just draws the run down, and from there, Stealth Select. Too keen to it. Here's the payoff pitch as it'll miss low for ball 4. It's back-to-back walks, but 1 down this inning. Base running has to be cleaned up. You cannot give away free outs, especially in the heat. As now that'll bring up Will Addington. Right, number 4, the rising senior, comes from St. Ed's High School, 5'11", 180 in stature. Release looking to find the rhythm at the top of the first inning. And so is Bryant as he finds the zone for strike 1. It's not for the lack of strikes that he has struggled. It's just for the sheer amount of balls that he has thrown. That has been the big issue. Needing to be more consistent finding the zone itself. The 0-1, ground ball from Addington over towards short. This could be 2. They'll get the out at 2. Return to 1 is in time for the 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. Craig, Stewart, and Zemla combine for the 2 outs. And it's a massive statement from the Stealth Select defense. They had to earn all 3 outs this inning. 1 on a rundown, and the other 2 on a routine 6-4-3 double play. But against this release team, it's always easier said than done. But they take care of this challenge just barely on the back end. It's an excellent stretch from Zemla, as that'll take us to the home half of the first inning. Stewart, Breyer, and Ross 1 through 3 due up for Stealth Select when we return to Schoonover Stadium.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
To the home half of the first inning we go, scoreless in Kent, as you are watching Kent State Invite Baseball on SmeeSports in partnership with the 965 Midwest Tournament Challenge. Game 2 of 5 today, once again coming up at 1 o'clock. It is NMC Karavik taking on the Geauga Knights. But for Stealth Select, it is Stewart, Breyer, and Ross 1 through 3 due up, as the first pitch of the day from Sliss is fouled back, 0-1 the count. Johnny Sliss, the rising senior out of Aurora this past season, threw 42 innings with a 3.97 ERA for the Greenmen. His 0-1 will just miss off the bottom corner. In total, allowed 30 runs, 24 of which were earned, 38 walks, 48 Ks, a 5-2 record across 12 appearances. This ball taken over towards second, a nice snag. Throw to one is in time for out number one. A nice redemption play for Ganakis at second. For him, getting rid of the first inning is the number one priority. A play like that will definitely help as he takes care of Josh Stewart. So with one away, here comes Jack Breyer, the right fielder. One of two co-rookies of the year out of Archbishop Hoban High School this past season. Of course, Hoban is a ultra-competitive environment to play in. Just ask any of their players, as they have to compete for their spot game in, game out. But that did lead them to a regional championship game. Again, they ended up losing to CVCA. But I'm sure they go back to that regional semi, their final win of the season. One they will all remember fondly, a 10-0 run rule win of their rival St. Vincent St. Mary. The 2-0 taken high for ball three. After Breyer goes to one of the state champions and Braden Ross, the catcher. Sliss trying to find it here, and he will for strike one. Looking at his defense, it's Sliss on the mound. Spelsy is doing the catching. Verteber is at first with Ganakis at second. Twardakis is over at short with Shepard at third, as there is ball four. And left is Legato. Addington is in center. And it's Finn Barman in right to round out the release defense. And with that one-out walk, here does come Braden Ross. Again, a state champion with Lake Center Christian. Winning Division 6 by taking down Berlin Highland in the championship game. And of course, we've seen our fair share of Berlin Highland players this season. And beyond that, I was just out in Berlin a few days ago. Beautiful area, a lot of good shops, a lot of good food out in that area. Just a really good, close-knit community. The 1-0, missing wide for ball two. And I'm always amazed driving by. You get to see the softball field and their soccer field up close. The baseball diamond is kind of tucked away behind some buildings on the main strip in Berlin. But just such a beautiful area out there. The 2-0. Just missing again for ball three. After Bo Ross, it turns to Jackson Ford, the center fielder. Sliss trying to settle in. A really late strike call there. Just gets the nod on the 3-0, so now 3-1. Ross will be brought right back. And for Ross as a rising junior, it's a big time for him to show some colleges what he can do. Whether it be hitting or defensively behind the plates, or both. The 3-1, he'll take it this time, a little bit wider for ball 4. So back-to-back walks. Each pitcher does have 2 walks to begin the day. And now an opportunity for Jackson Ford, the center fielder, comes up. This is a big spot for Ford. Trying to do the most possible with it. Looking at Ford, the rising junior out of Norton High School. Of course, Norton does have some good players in the past. I mentioned Mason Ventura, in the end, has opted to go to St. Vincent St. Mary and is now focusing strictly on basketball, which, considering how talented he is, there's no surprise there. But Ford will step in and swing and miss. After Ford, it goes to Zemla. But an opportunity in the home half of the first inning for Stealth Select to take an early lead. And I'm sure they wouldn't mind it at all. The 0-1 bunt shown. Bunt is down. A really good bunt. And it is just in no man's land. There is no play anywhere. And the bases are loaded. And at long last, we have our first base hit of the day. A perfectly executed bunt. I think the sheer power just shocked the defense. You can just kind of see it rolling to Twardakis on the replay. A little bit less behind it. You could have had a play somewhere a little bit stronger. Could have had that force out at third, which I think was the initial move. He kind of thought, okay, I'll have a chance. But the runner obviously more than beats us out as back to the action we go. This ball is going to be picked up and the runner will be out at third, but a run will score. So at long last, Stealth Select has earned their run on the ground out from Zemla. I mean, they were quick, coming up swinging right away. And as I mentioned last game, at this point in the game, you will trade an out for a run any day of the week. And now it turns to Patty Doyle. Wearing number 14, the rising junior hails from Brecksville Broadview Heights High School. But an early hole for release to try and work out of. That'll help. Sliss finds the zone for strike 1. In the second, it'll be Verteber, Robertson, and Shepard, 4 through 6, due up for release. Here's the 0-1, and it is flown foul. Could easily be another low-scoring game, but so far, both pitchers have struggled to really locate the strike zone consistently. 2 walks a pop. 4 combined in the first. And Sliss will look for the game's first strikeout here. 2-strike count on Doyle. And it's a good hold from the EH. If the inning continues, it would turn from Doyle to Coyle in the on-deck circle. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Stealth Select up 1-0. The 1-2 grounded over toward Twardakis at short. His throw to first is on the money to Verteber, and the inning is over. Still 1 run scores on an RBI ground out from Zemla. Through 1 in Kent. It is the home team, Stealth Select, up 1-0 on release.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Stealth Select leads 1-0 through 1 as you are watching Kent State Invite Baseball on SmeeSports in partnership with the 965 Midwest Tournament Challenge. And the leadoff spot this inning, it is the ever-dangerous lefty in Riley Verteber. As he steps in, ball one sails wide to his left. What more can you say? 408, 35 RBIs, 8 doubles, 8 home runs, and a .496 ERA for Lakewood this season. Division I is pretty much a guarantee. Just depends on where he wants to go. And in my opinion, he'll have the pick of pretty much any school that he wants to go to with those kind of numbers. The 2-0 he'll take at the top of the zone for strike one. After Verteber, it turns to Robertson, then Shepard. And right now, Benson Bryant being careful, not necessarily pitching around Verteber, but being a little extra cautious. The 2-1 misses low for ball three, and I think he understands it. If this is a walk, that is not worst case scenario against a guy like him. Probably one of the best possible cases. That time, he will fly it foul. And honestly, just kind of based on the archetype, could he end up at Kent? He easily could. The question is, do you have too many guys with that same exact build coming in? You could. It just depends on where Kent could figure him in. And I'm sure an invite performance like this could help. The payoff pitch is high and wide for ball four, and a leadoff walk for Verteber. The third walk of the day for release so far. No surprise. He was never going to get anything half decent. You really can't. Just knowing who he is and seeing what he did for Lakewood this season, one mistake, it's 1-1. Now it turns to Robertson. Now for Bryant, he really needs to dial it in the zone. Taking on the rising senior at Chardon. A really good season for him, too. A .326 average with 18 RBIs and 9 doubles in 29 games. But still, you need to find the zone here and let him compete. That's the only issue. He lasers this one into left center field for a base hit. First hit of the day for Release's offense. That'll put 2 on, none down for Ryan Shepard. Again, this Release team is very strong. A lot of power top to bottom. If you attack them on the mound, that is your only issue. You might give up a few extra base hits, more than you would have liked initially. But you need your defense to step up. Again, your battery is a state champion duo. You can make something happen against this team, but so can they against you, as Ross will go and talk to his pitcher in Bryant. It'll be Shepard stepping in around the 95 exit velo for the rising senior out of St. Ed's High School. If Release is going to blow this game open, which we know they always have the possibility of doing, they're one of the best teams at doing that exact thing in Northeast Ohio. This is probably going to be one of their best looks early. Probably their last look in what you would define the early stages of a baseball game anyway. First pitch high for ball one, and over at first, Zemla is creeping in. He is playing well in front of the dirt in the pseudo grass, a few steps in front of it and kind of into the middle. He's expecting a bunt. I don't think so. The 1-0 taken just off the plate for ball two. If the bases were to load here, it would go to Finn Schroeder. And Schroeder this past season hit .432 at 30 RBIs. Time is quickly called now. It doesn't get any easier no matter where you look in this order. I mean, even at the bottom in the 10th spot, you have Bryden Spellacy, who is Padua's leadoff hitter. Release always has talent. It just gets me looking at this team, how much talent there is, You have two capable leadoff guys, so you put one at the bottom. You have Twardokis hitting in the 9th spot. The Avengers is the best way to describe this roster. Again, it is talented top to bottom, and if a few of these guys funnel up, not everybody, because of course there are some WRCL limitations based on incoming freshmen into college, but you funnel a couple of guys up to that really good release college team, look out next year. They're going to be even more dangerous. 3-0 count here on Shepard. Again, it's Finn Schroeder in the on-deck circle. What an opportunity this is for release in the top of the 2nd inning to blow the game wide open. Here it is, bases loaded. 2 walks and a single, splitting it up from Robertson. Once more, shall we? 432, 30 RBIs, 5 doubles, 1 home run, 489 on-base percentage. Beyond that, a 97 exit velo and a D2 All-State second team OHS BCA member. If Finn Schroeder is overlooked on that Lakewood team because of how much talent there is, it just goes to show how talented that team is and how hungry he is to show what he can do. He'll step in and take strike 1. It's a no-doubter from Bryant. It's one of those where you understand the situation. You threw a bunch of balls. You're going to take until you see a strike. This is where the approach definitely changes for Release's offense as a collective. They've seen it. They're hungry. Maybe not. 0-2. Kind of surprised to see Schroeder take that one. Looks quite good from here. But he's playing the long game here with Legato in the on-deck circle. Trying to tie up the game. That time, Bryant sails it well high for ball 1. But this is where Release trusts their guys. No matter the situation, they find a way to make something happen, even if it's not this at-bat. This group is quite strong, and they know how to get results. The 1-2, good swing, through into left field it goes. It's an excellent 2-strike approach. We're tied. Now for the lead, easily safe at home. It's a 2 RBI single for Finn Schroeder. That'll make it 2-1 Release. With one swing of the bat from down 1 to up 1. Once again, you kind of expected it. That's who Finn Schroeder is. Maybe not the flashiest name on that Lakewood roster, maybe not the biggest name altogether, but he comes in and he'll make you pay for underestimating him. And once more, stepped in, took 2 strikes to begin, said challenge accepted. And now it turns to Legato. The rising senior out of Lakewood, 6'1", 180 in stature. And he'll take this one up the middle, but it's caught on the mound. Throw back to first is in time. And it's a 1-3 double play for outs 1 and 2. Just a weak one right back to the mound. A little bit more zip on it, and I think it would have easily evaded Bryant. In the end, it goes right to his glove as Cole Twardokis will step in. Again, coming over from Release, Dulce Machio for this game. And I believe with it for this tournament. He'll step in and he'll take ball 1 inside. But a really good player for the Hawken Hawks this past season. Batted .342 with 7 doubles, 1 triple, and 4 home runs. And with it, 30 RBIs. Quite impressive for them. On top of that, posted a 1.22 ERA and 40 innings of work. So really the jack of all trades, a excellent two-way player for Hawken. Back pick down to second. It's going to skip off the bag, but not a bad idea from Ross. I like the aggression, trying to keep these runners honest. 3-0 on Twardokis. And the on-deck circle, it is Bryden Spellacy. With him being the leadoff guy for Padua, not too used to hitting with guys on, but can still do a good job. And we will see him here. It's 4 consecutive balls to Cole Twardokis. So here comes Bryden Spellacy wearing number 11. This past season, a .337 average, 10 RBI, 7 doubles, 14 stolen bases. And once again, helped Padua for the second time in 3 years make it to the Final Four. Of course, going back to that Final Four game against Hamilton Baden in 2024, He had to catch base on necessity. At around the 4th inning, Yuri Bolina got hurt, and with it, his Padua career was done. Bryden Spelcy stepped in. I believe he also scored the winning run against Clear Fork earlier on in the playoff run, but came on and since then has not left behind the dish for Padua and Ryan McSweeney. No surprise at all. Bryant's 0-1. Spelcy will take. And the pattern is quite evident right now as to how Bryant is pitching. If he walks somebody, his next pitch is going to be a strike. He's just going to lob it down the middle. He'll treat it like a 3-0 every time. And then from there, you just have to understand what his control is to get through to him. The 1-1 taken high. Ooh. Ross is going to throw it down. We have our second rundown of the game. Throw to third. It's in time. That's how you get it done. It's another base running miscue to end the inning. You can't have that happen again. And once more, he even had time to get back to the bag. Just indecisiveness in the end. We'll see Spelcy again to lead off the top of the third. But again, I don't get it. If he would have hustled back to the bag there, he's easily safe. Instead, it's an out at third, but release. A big swing courtesy of Finn Schroeder gives them a 2-1 lead entering the home half of the second.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
To the home half of the second inning we go. Coyle, Craig, and Dussel, 7 through 9, due up for Stealth Select, down 2-1 to release. A really good inning for Release's offense. Again, though, the base running, it has to be worked on going forward. For the second time today, a runner got in a rundown that was avoidable, and it's a free out given away. You have to be careful of that going forward from here. It could easily take you out of some games that could make a game that looks to be convincing all of a sudden, well, unconvincing. But they have the lead. That's what matters. The 1-1 will miss low for ball 2. Game 2 of 5 today at Schoonover Stadium. Again, up next in around 2 hours from now, it'll be NMC Karavic taking on the Geauga Knights. The 2-1, good piece over towards second. A nice slide, but not in time to knock it down. It's a leadoff single for Jackson Coyle. I'll tell you what, Ganhakias got kind of close to knocking it down, slid with all he had, playing the shift quite well. Just in the end, wasn't quick enough. Second base hit of the day for Stealth Select. The first time one leaves the infield, as the other was that single bunt for Jackson Ford earlier. But now Johnny Craig, the shortstop, will step in. The rising senior hails from Upper Sandusky High School. Coming in 5'11" in stature. As for Johnny Sliss, still looking to settle into this game. Has had some help from his defense, 2 putouts from Colter Dawkins. As we've already seen this season, The Twardokuses defensively, both at shortstop, are impeccable. It takes a lot to get a ball past them at short. And we'll see if Stealth Select is able to do that at all today or not. Sliss, he'll throw back to first, nowhere close. More of a warning shot than anything over towards the DH. But a nice sunny day for baseball here at Schoonover Stadium, but the heat definitely coming in. Count now 0-2, and I'm curious. Let's see how warm it is right now. Started the day at around 75, and within 2.5 hours is up to 85. Still have 8 more degrees to go to get up to the 93 that is prescribed, as Sliss will find his first strikeout of the day as he gets it looking on Johnny Craig. A nice pitch going outside, freezes the shortstop. One down in the home half of the second inning, as that'll bring in Paul Dussel, the left fielder. Wearing number 42, yet another state champion out of Lake Center Christian. A lot of Lake Center players on this roster. It makes sense regionally. But these guys, they know what they have to defend next year, and it starts now. The 0-1. It's there again. Sliss settling in nicely in this second inning. Maybe needed that base hit as a wake-up call to get going. And he has answered the call perfectly. It's back-to-back strikeouts, both of which are looking 2 down. Just out of nowhere, something flipped in his mind. Again, I think it's that base hit that really woke him up saying, the offense is here. Let's make the defense available. Let's make the defense make some plays, and let's get the boys back up to the sticks. And right now, he is working to make that happen. 0-1 the count. It'll be Brevin Bias, the rising sophomore out of Clear Fork, stepping in for the first time. And he is quickly down on the count 0-2. Again, just something woke up Johnny Sliss. But still not out of the inning. Needs one more strike to make it happen. And quickly, might I add. That time will miss. Not a bad offering inside. But you could tell he has figured it out. And when a pitcher is on, especially the way that he has been over the past couple of minutes, it is tough to get him out of rhythm. The 1-2, that time it'll miss low. At the same time, Sliss cannot become complacent. There's still plenty of work to do. You are far from out of this game, and even this inning, runner goes on the 2-2 as it is fouled back. Stealth Select is going to make this a tough game. They are going to push this team to their limits. How far can they go? That remains yet to be seen. But Stealth is going to push release until they break. Or at least try to. Again, the 2-2. Once again, flown foul. A great battle from Bias. In the third, it'll be Spellacy, Ganakis, and Barman. 10-1-2 due up for releases offense. One more 2-2. This time it gets the job done as Sliss strikes out the side. Back-to-back-to-back punchies, all of which are looking. To the third we go. Score remains 2-1 release.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
As we get back to the action in the top of the third inning, some congratulations are in order. For those who have followed my career or know my path, the first official station that I worked for in broadcasting was Q92. And today they just announced that they will be the official and only home for radio coverage of Walsh football. So congratulations to Q92. Always good to see them doing good things, as local radio is really pivotal in Stark County. I mean, outside of us and WHBC's football, video is few and far between. So definitely congratulations goes out to Q92. Still very grateful for all the opportunities they gave me, as that is where I got my start, as there is strike one from Bryant. But just saw that news earlier on today, as that'll be their second school that they start to cover. That, of course, adding on to Mount Union. The 0-1 will miss high. 1-1 on Spelsey. This is his second time in the batter's box today. Of course, the first time interrupted, as Bo Ross was able to pick off a runner and, to be more literal with it, force the runner into a rundown, which then his defense took care of. Spelsey will pop this one to second, where it's easily caught for out number one by Stewart. A nice job by Bryant, forcing him to get jammed up. And back to the top of the order we go with Ganakis. Henry Ganakis so far today is 0 for 0 with a walk, but did get picked off. One of two guys get picked off today for Release's offense. And as I said multiple times, as this day goes on, you have to be careful. If you make too many mistakes like that on the bases, eventually it will catch up to you. And I wouldn't be surprised if it does happen in this game. It might not. You never know. It just depends on what Release's offense can do and what the defense can hold Stealth to. You combine those, and if it's a recipe for success, it's a recipe for success. But of course, a mistake like that could lead to some positive momentum. And then from there, Stealth can run with it and potentially, just in the same way that IVL Karen took care of the Raiders at the last possible second, do the same in the seventh, which is still a long ways away. The 2-0, Ganakis, ground ball over towards third. Throw to one is on the money. A nice chuck across from Brevin Bias to Zelma. 2 up, 2 down. And with it, 2 putouts from this strong defense. For Bryant, the more contact he forces, the better it looks like. The walks have become an issue for him today. But when his defense is up to the challenge, it's smooth sailing for him. And that has been, in all honesty, how this inning has gone. Smooth sailing so far. As it turns to Barman. As for Stealth Select, it'll be the top of their order with Stewart, Breyer, and Ross coming up. But as we saw in the second, Sliss was finally able to settle in after a leadoff base hit in the inning. Back-to-back-to-back strikeouts. And he will take that run with him into the home half of the third. As I've mentioned a few times, once a pitcher is on, it is really tough to break him out of his rhythm. Especially a guy with that kind of caliber. The 2-0, did it hit him? They're going to say no, it just went behind him. I believe that's the second time that has happened this inning. Bryant really struggling still to find the zone, as this comes back to that walk issue. Walked Barman his first time up. Has already surrendered 5 walks. 1 more would be his 6th. And that'll be the case. 2 walks today for Finn Barman. The inning will continue as Will Addington will step in. He hit into a double play his first time up. A chance, though, for redemption and to keep this inning going with the dangerous bat of Riley Verteber now in the on-deck circle. Release would love to give him an opportunity to do what he does best with 2 on, 2 down. They have to get there first, though. Right now, patience is going to be the way they make it happen. 1-0 the counts. Bryant just has to find his rhythm again. It's tough to find the rhythm. Once you're in it, it's a different story, but if you struggle to actually consecutively put at-bats together, that becomes an issue, as this one is going to beam Addington. Another free pass, the first hit by a pitch, so all of that added up. 7 free passes so far. And now it turns to Riley Verteber. I mean, you look at it, one team is giving away base runners, the other one getting picked off. Eventually, it has to come to a stop on one end or both fronts. Riley Verderber can definitely change this game right now. And I'm sure Bryant knows that quite well. This ball, though, is going to get away from Ross, and that'll put 2 runners in scoring position. So a 1-0 count, and it doesn't even become the point of power that Verderber can make this game change. It becomes the point of a base hit that can make this game change. Which for Riley Verderber is a lot more simple. Still, of course, I think he wants the added flair on top of it. The 1-0 well inside for ball 2. After Verderber, it goes to Robertson, who singled his first time up. An underrated bat. A lot of underrated bats on this team. And there is the business decision. It's an intentional walk. So the bases are loaded for Tim Robertson. And as we'd like to say, if somebody in front of you is intentionally walked, that is, I would say, the biggest motivator to make something happen. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Of course, you have to play the game, but if I'm Tim Robertson, I'm telling myself it's a sign of disrespect. Go up here and say, you know what? I can do just as well as Riley. Make it happen. The 1-0 taken for a strike. I don't think there was really a conversation about him swinging until he did see one. But it's not the spot that you can just give him a 3-0 meatball just to get a strike. Here's the 1-1. This time brings it inside, but still connects. Count 1-2. And now it's protect time for Robertson. Again, top of the order coming up for select Stealth in the bottom of the inning. But we'll still have to wait. Count 2-2. After Robertson, it goes to Shepard, then Schroeder. Schroeder is, at least as of right now, the only guy on this team with an RBI. The 2-2 taken over towards right field and through. That notion changes quite quickly. Robertson drives in 1. It's an RBI single for the DH. He is 2 for 2 on the day. And release is up 3-1 on Stealth Select. Again, going back to what I said. You look at it, you take it as a sign of disrespect. You have to. The pitching change is going to be made here. Just perfect altogether to end up scoring. Just goes to show how strong this release offense is. And when we return, they will take on a new arm. 2 RBIs there. Just a great spot altogether for release as they have a comfortable lead in this one.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
It's Patty Doyle on the mound for Stealth Select coming out of the bullpen. As Benson Bryant's day is done just shy of 60 pitches. 2 on, 2 down. Tim Robertson's 2 RBI single right now, a big boost to this offense as he joins Finn Schroeder as the only 2 players on this roster with RBIs today. Shepard looks to join them with Schroeder in the on-deck circle. As I've said a few times, this release team can really blow a game open out of nowhere. It was 2 up, 2 down to begin the inning. Walk, hit by pitch, intentional walk, 2 RBI single later. The game changes. Of course, that intentional walk, you do take care of one of the biggest bats and just put him on. But so far, Robertson has come on with vertebra right in front of him twice and has delivered twice. That is the scary thing about this team. There is so much depth and so many different players and different guys, even not in the lineup right now, that can come in and step up and make a play, just like the big names. Shepard so far today, 0 for 0 with a walk. And he'll be the first one to go up against Patty Doyle. Doyle looking to get out of this inning quickly to give his offense a chance to answer in the home half of the inning. His first pitch will be successful. It hits the zone for strike 1. Doyle wearing number 14, as we mentioned before. The rising junior comes from Brecksville Broadview Heights High School. His 0-1. Good drive into right center field. This one goes as it will be tracked down in center and caught to end the inning. A nice job by Ford making his way to that one. But a pair get tacked on courtesy of Tim Robertson. To the home half of the third we go. 4-1 release on top and in control of Game 2 at the 5th Kent State Invite.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Stealth Select has some work to do in the home half of the third inning, down 4-1 to release, as you are watching Kent State Invite Baseball on SmeeSports. As for Johnny Sliss, he picks up where he left off last inning with a strike. 0-1 on Josh Stewart in the leadoff spot for the second time today after grounding out his first time up. And just like that, he is quickly down on the count 0-2. But for those just tuning in, back in the second inning, 2-run score on a 2 RBI single from Finn Schroeder. And Tim Robertson just did the same in the top of the third. As for Stealth Select, they bring in a 1 on an RBI ground out from Zemla. But since then, Johnny Sliss has settled in quite nicely, getting his 4th consecutive strikeout. 1 up, 1 down to begin the home half of the third. I'll continue saying it because it's the only explanation. Something just clicked in his brain. You look up until that single from Coyle, he was struggling quite a bit. It looked like he could be an early exit candidate as this ball is flown into left field, but foul it goes. I mean, based on what that came off the bat, I'm surprised it was even that close. I thought, okay, that ball was going towards the yellow and blue tent. In the end, it stays almost nearly in play. But you thought, okay, Sliss might get you through 3 to 4 innings. You'll bring out a new arm and finish out the game. No. Since then, has dialed it up quite nicely. His offense has given him some run support. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the comfort of pitching with a lead has helped him out. Whatever it is, it's working quite well. As again, he has the chance for a strikeout. 0-2 count on Breyer. Just goes to show you that release. They play baseball a special way, and they always find a way to make something happen. The 0-2 again, flown foul, and this time it's going out of play. Once again, up next at 1 o'clock, it is NMC Karavik taking on the Geauga Knights. That game will be followed by the Academy Wolves taking on Force Mancuso at 3:15. Then at 5:30, NMC takes on Premier. Once again, the O2, it's low for ball one. It'll be Premier Budzinski out of the 16U age group taking on NMC Bliss out of the 17U. Sliss is 1-2. Weak poke over towards second. Throw to first is in time. A nice charge and throw from Ganakis for out number 2. And that's the first put out for the defense since the bottom of the first inning, with Cole Twardokis taking care of Patty Doyle. So it's been quite a while since they've had to make a play. And now Braden Ross, the lefty catcher, will step in. He walked his first time up. First pitch will be missed wide for ball one. Schroeder, Legato, Twardokis, 7 through 9 due up for release in the top of the fourth. Up 4-1, looking to extend on their 3-run advantage. As for Johnny Sliss, he just wants to keep it where it is. And for him, with all the comfort in the world, it seems, he just wants to see how good of a day he can have. And maybe that's what changed in his mind. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Can he finish off what would be another impressive inning? Just an impressive run. 5 up, 5 down since that single last inning. And that'll make it 6 up, 6 down since it. His 5th strikeout over the past 2 innings, and the side is retired. Johnny Sliss has settled in quite nicely for release as he keeps his team's 4-1 lead intact heading into the 4th.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Finn Schroeder leads off for release in the top of the 4th inning. 4-1 release still on top as you are watching Kent State Invite Baseball on SmeeSports in partnership with the 965 Midwest Tournament Challenge. Game 2 of 5 today. As for release, they look to extend this lead with Schroeder, Legato, and Twardokis 7 through 9. followed by Bryden Spellacy in the 10th spot. First pitch of the inning is skied over towards right field, where it'll be easily caught for out number 1. A nice routine put out for Breyer. Since coming on, Patty Doyle has faced 2 batters, both of which he has easily put away. Maybe he is the point of difference in keeping this game going through 7. But release, you look back to last inning, a 2-out rally is what it took to make it happen offensively. Maybe it'll happen that way again as Legato steps in. He hit into a 1-3 double play his last time up, kind of in a lofty swing that just glided right back to Bryant, who at the time was pitching. Again, the heat definitely going to play a factor later on today, as we're going to have some really warm games. Legato, high pop-up. This time it's on the infield towards second. And again, it's caught for out number 2, this time by Stewart. So 2 simple putouts. And with 2 away, Cole Twardakis will step in. As for Stealth Select, it'll be Ford, Zemla, and Doyle. 4 through 6 due up. But as things stand, Release in control of this game. And in control of their destiny going forward from here at the Kent State Invite. Winning your first game at a tournament, it's always huge. Especially the way that they, as of right now, are going to win this one. Down early, came back, and looked like the more dominant team. Twardakis, ground ball, through into left field it goes. It's a 2-out base knock, and that'll keep the inning going. Twardakis now 1 for 1 on the day as he walked his first time up. So now a chance for redemption. Bryden Spellacy steps in for the second time, 0 for 1 today with a pop out to second. But this is where a 2-out rally once again could be born. You just need a couple of good hits from this offense. A very capable offense, might I add, to make it happen. We'll see what Release can figure out here as we are just around an hour into this one. Once again, for those just tuning in, or for those who kind of tuned in a little bit late, we did start at around 10:30, given how quick our first game today ended at around 10:10. So right now ahead of schedule in this mid-July heat. The 1-0, take it for strike 1. I'll say even if it does end 4-1, it'll be a positive result for Release. They'll be 2 games above 500, and they'll have some good momentum entering day 2 of the tournament. The 1-1 skipping in. As well, if Johnny Sliss can go the distance, if you can go the distance here, I think you're in a great spot going forward. You save the rest of your pitching. And potentially, you could bring him back on Sunday, depending on if he needs more than just the 3 days rest or not. The 2-1, swing and a miss. Count out 2-2 on Spellacy. But I wouldn't be surprised if needed, he'll come on and pitch Sunday. But I do think part of the goal is going to be to save Verteber. I could be mistaken, just depending on how this team wants to operate pitching-wise. But I would say he is their best arm. Runner goes on the 2-2, pitch high and in. And no contest as Twardakis will take his base. Full count 3-2 on the catcher Spellacy. If he continues the inning, Ganakis, the second baseman, would step in for the 3rd time today. Patty Doyle looking to give his offense a chance, still down 3. Release looking to score for the 3rd consecutive inning. The payoff pitch, Spellacy flies this one into right field, where it will be caught to end the inning. Another simple routine play out in right field, but a necessary one to shut down this strong Release offense. Middle of 4 in Kent. Score remains 4-1.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238 3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
To the bottom of the fourth inning we go. Ford, Zemla, and Doyle, 4 through 6, due up for Stealth Select. As you are watching Kent State Invite Baseball on SmeeSports. Swing and a miss to begin. Over the past 6 at-bats, 5 strikeouts for Johnny Sliss. He's been quite impressive. Just trying to keep rolling through this team as his offense looks to put the finishing touches on this one across the next couple of innings. Count 1-1 on the center fielder who hit a bunt single his first time up. But he'll find himself in a hole early, 1-2 the count. No strikeouts in the first inning for Sliss, 5 across the next 2 innings after. And here is number 6. He has been on a heater since that single to begin the second inning. Again, it was his wake-up call. Whatever way you want to describe it, it works. 1 up, 1 down as Zemla will step in. If this inning is not 1-2-3, then you would see Coyle step in. He is the only player to have a true hit against Sliss. I say true hit. The bunt single does count, but if we're talking about a true swing, a true base hit, then yes, that's the only one. But still, they managed to score a run, and that's what matters. The 0-1, swing and a miss. And Spellsey will have to hold on to it if it does happen the same exact way. You cannot give up a drop third runner. But for Sliss, he's looking for his 7th punch out today. And with it, his 3rd consecutive. But he will have to wait. That time misses wide for ball 1. After Zemla, it is Doyle. Back to work now for the 1-2, as this one is skied over towards third. And it will be caught for out number 2. A nice routine play for Shepard. Sliss still relies on his defense from time to time, but for the most part, he is making the plays happen. But he'll always take that extra help. You always take it as a pitcher. If your defense can step up and get you a few extra outs, especially on close at-bats, then yes. You'll definitely take that kind of help. And now this one is taken off towards the left side. Going to be a tough play for Sliss. Throw to 1. Not in time. He just beats it out. A light poke just beats him. And it's the first base hit that he has allowed since the second inning. And it's Jackson Coyle who got that single, stepping back in here with 2 down. And this game has changed quite drastically since we last saw him in the batter's box. And for that matter, since the last time we saw him on the bases. Really goes to show how quick a game can easily change. As for release, they will have the top of their order coming up with Ganakis, Barman, and Addington. The 1-0 will miss high for ball 2. Coyle wearing 34, the rising junior, hails from Green High School. Green, of course, one of the many Federal League schools that we have seen over the past couple of weeks. And that ball will get away from Verteber, but will just stay in play. You have to be careful here. You can't get sloppy as this game starts to come to a close. Still a few innings left to go, yes. You're 10 outs away from getting this win. You don't want to give away anything for free, especially when it's only a 3-run game. The 2-0 high for ball 3. For release, you could be thinking again about warming somebody up. I think you're going to keep on Sliss for a while, but if he reverts back to his old habits, it'll be tough to work out of it. And he might have. There's ball 4. So 2 on, 2 down for Johnny Craig. We'll see if time is called here by release. It looks like no. But definitely it has to be a thought. Don't know how much of one, but definitely at least on their mind. But if Sliss can get out of this inning quickly here, they'll quickly forget about what has happened. But right now, he just needs to find the strike zone again. Misses inside for ball 1. Keep in mind, Johnny Craig is technically the tying run. And he has a 2-0 count. After him, it goes to Dussel, and that could be with the bases loaded. You're 2 balls away from that happening. Johnny Sliss has to go back to what he was doing the last couple of innings. Ground ball taken over towards short as Tordakis again. And once more, he makes a play. He's Mr. Reliable at short. The inning is over. Sliss needed some help defensively. His shortstop steps up yet again, and that'll take us to the 5th. Score remains 4-1.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
For the 3rd time today, we will see Henry Ganakis step in for release. This time leading off the top of the 5th inning, 4-1 release. Still your score as you are watching Kent State Invite Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Once again, I'm Nathan Smee on the call for you today live at Schoonover Stadium on the campus of Kent State University. Down to our left, NMC starting to make their way to Schoonover Stadium as they are on in just over an hour and 15 minutes against the Geauga Knights. That'll be a game they look to dominate start to finish against a team that they know they can't compete against. Question is, who will get the nod in that game? Of course, a lot of good pitching. We'll see who they do opt to go with, as you do have two freshly committed players in that roster, and Blake Moore going to Akron, and Gavin McCune making his way to Tiffin. That game's up next. Then at 3:15, it'll be probably balance-wise the game of the day as the Academy Wolves take on Force Mancuso. This ball shot up the middle and through into center field it goes. That's a leadoff base knock for Ganakis. Now 1 for 2 on the day, reaching for the third time. That'll help this release offense as they look to muscle their way through the fifth. Now bringing up Finn Barman. A pair of walks for him so far today. And that's really, outside of Twardakis' single, the first time that Release has been able to do anything against Patty Doyle. Doyle has been strong on the mound, really allowing nothing. We'll see if Release can make it pour. And now time is called. Sometimes all it takes is a little give from a team, and that's all it takes to really make them shatter. Both windows for runs have come in twos. A pair of 2 RBI singles to damage for Release today. We'll see if they can get another one potentially set up for the number 3 hitter in Will Addington. But this team, it doesn't matter how they score, they just find a way. It's always unique. It's always interesting to see how they make it happen. As it feels like every game you can kind of have an idea of how they're going to actually do it. But you never truly know until all of a sudden one swing, you have your answer. But we'll see how they operate together here. The 1-0, take it for strike one. I will say, though, they have been a lot more patient than I was expecting them to be today. Could they have more runs with more aggression? Potentially. Would it be insurmountably more? No. I don't think it would be too many more. Maybe at least one? Maybe? Don't even know if that one's a guarantee. The 1-1 poked into left field. And well foul. Count 1-2. On Finn Barman. An XVLO of 95.2 according to PBR. Plenty of pop off his bat, trying to do it here. At least move station to station, as they want to increase this 3-run lead. Not comfortable yet. The 1-2, a good hold. Count 2-2. Time now 11:46. Around an hour and 15 into this game. But again, at least as of right now, we are ahead of schedule. Doyle's 2-2. Barman pokes it over towards short. It's going to be bobbled, and there is no play to make. That's a tough mistake for Stealth Select to swallow, as it'll be an E6, putting 2 on, none down for Addington. That easily could have been a double play. Just thought he had the ball in his glove and with it his hand before he actually did. That appears now to be Bo Ross over at shortstop. So a few changes being made, and now time is called. I think Stealth Select understands that Release at a moment's notice can make it happen. But it'll be interesting to see if they become more aggressive now. They have the power, they have the hitting ability. I think they also know if they let up the bases here, Stealth will have to pitch to Riley Verteber, which they have been avoiding completely today. They walked him once and intentionally walked him the second time. They don't want to pitch to him. If they can make it where they have to, I feel like that is where the breaking point is. Whether it be Verteber himself getting a lot of runs or somebody else behind him, I feel like that's their breaking point. So a lot of pressure here on Addington to set up the scenario. Or if not, bring in a run. The 1-0 fouled away. For those who missed game number 1, a really good finish, 3-2, as IVL Karen took care of the Stark Raiders on a 2 RBI double from Joe Svets in the walk-off spot. With a really nice swing, really good game altogether for that IVL team. Both pitchers pitched well. Just in the end, more done on IVL's side. The 1-1, a good strike on the top corner. And then after today, we will be back on Friday at Loomis Field in Willoughby. A pair of games as a part of the NABF World Series at Andrews Osborne Academy. Count 1-2. And Doyle will take a look back at the lead runner. It's Ganakis at second, Barman at first. And Will Addington is trying to move both up. Pause before the 1-2, as it is going to be tipped away. Or did he even make contact? They're going to say no. So it'll be a strikeout for Doyle. Interesting to see exactly what they saw. They were going to do it again. Because if there was no contact, of course, he just went out of the baseline, so he's out. And then beyond that, the base was occupied. I think that's what they're going to call here, yes. So it makes sense on the call. Just kind of late and not described down the actual execution. But now here's Vertebrae as he'll take ball 1 off the plate. Once again, they have not pitched to him today. Just trying to work around him. That time he'll take strike 1. I don't think he has swung either. No, he swung once and he fouled it off. That's it. Again, release being more patient than I expected them to be by a long mile. I was expecting a lot of aggressive swings. Not yet today, but here it is from Vertebrae. A good shot to right field, and it's going to drop in there perfectly. I mean, you'll take that one. It's an RBI single nonetheless. You could have potentially brought in 2. Either way, it's 5-1. But at long last, Vertebrae gets a pitch that he can take, and he takes that one perfectly to right. That's the power that he brings. That's why this team did not want to pitch to him. Now it's a 4-run game as Robertson will step in. 2 singles, 2 RBIs today for him with runners at the corners now. This time, popped up over towards first. Did he catch it? We'll see. The answer appears to be no. So just out of his reach. I mean, he came awful close to bringing it in. Kind of look at deflation as it went just beyond his reach. So 0-1 the count on Robertson, who gets an extra life. I mean, we'll see here. Just out of his reach. I mean, that was so close. Just couldn't get there in the end. The 0-1 will miss low, evening things up. Again, this past season, Robertson, a really good campaign, batting .326 for Chardon. As well, pitched quite well, a 3.12 ERA for the Hilltoppers. Doyle's 1-1 on the inside edge connects. In the bottom of the inning, it'll be Dussel, Bias, and Stewart. 9, 10, and 1 for Stealth Select. But they need to get there first, already allowing 1 run this inning. The 1-2, swing and a miss. 2 down. First strikeout, well, second strikeout of the inning for Doyle. Both of which are pretty much drop thirds. Doesn't matter how you get the strikeouts, it just matters that you get them, and with it, the outs. As now Ryan Shepard will step in. A walk and a fly out today for him so far, as he looks to keep this inning going and potentially extend Release's lead. First pitch well inside for ball 1. 6-1, you're feeling quite confident. 5-1, you're still feeling quite good up by 4. but you never know. All it takes is one really good inning from the Stealth Select team, and the game is completely different. The 1-0, taken for strike one. Again, a lot of patience. Some of these are really ones you're not going to swing at, but some that are pretty good, we're seeing a lot of takes. And again, it's going to bug me because this team could be doing so much more. But I still feel like they are going to be happy with this result, assuming it holds. In the next game, NMC Karavic, I'll say it right now, they have to jump out early. If they can get some good pitches thrown to them and it's close, just start driving the baseball and see what happens. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ground ball taken over towards second. It's going to be bobbled. The throw to first. It is going to not be in time. He will just beat it out. And that will bring in a run, make it 6-1. Excellent hustle down the line by Shepard. That's how you get it done. It'll be an error on the stat sheet, but he earned it. And now it turns to Finn Schroeder. A 2 RBI single and a flyout so far as yet again the runs come in 2 for release. 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 so far in the fifth. And the first pitch to Schroeder, he'll take high for ball 1. Time nearing noon here in Kent. 1-0 counts. Now 2-0. Up next for this release team in this tournament, it'll be the Academy Wolves, followed by Supreme Baseball and then NMC Bliss on Saturday. 2 balls, no strikes on the EH with Legato in the on-deck circle. As there is strike 1 from Coyle. Or rather, Doyle. But a 5-run advantage. As I said, release feeling, in my opinion, quite comfortable as things stand, but always they can get more. The 2-1 taken for strike 2. I'm sure Schroeder wants 1 more, if not 2 more RBIs tacked on to an impressive day already. Can he make it happen? Lone game of the day. Keep that in mind. That'll help them. The 2-2 is off the plate for ball 3, and we are full. Runners will be in motion on the pitch. If you can put this ball in play, you're definitely bringing around 1. Unless it's a little squib swing. Here it is, payoff pitch, and he will foul it away. So another opportunity for Schroeder. As well, make sure you stick with us after our final commercial break after this game is done, as we will announce our player of the game, presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. Top 5, 2 on, 2 down. Doyle will try it again. The 3-2 pitch, it is low for ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Good patience in the end from Finn Schroeder. He will take first for the second time today. And now Luke Legato will step in, 0 for 2 thus far. After Legato, it goes to Tordakis and Spellacy. Again, this was an inning that started at the top with Ganakis. First pitch to Legato is off the plate for ball 1. It looks like off to our left, NMC is pretty much here. Maybe a player or 2 is on site for the Geauga Knights. Not too many. At least in sight. The 1-0, a good swing down the left field line, and it's going to go foul. But that's the aggression that we've been waiting to see for release. They've had a couple of good swings, yes, but this needs to be more of a common event. If he can work it and straighten it out, you're looking at a really big swing. One that would probably bring in 2. And really make you a lot more comfortable going forward. We'll see if it brings it again. The 1-1 again will swing. This time fouls it off towards the bleachers. And that'll 1-hop to a fan. Unfortunately, the baseballs here are not souvenirs most times. You'll have to throw them on back. Eventually. Not, of course, during the run of play. Count 1-2 on Luke Legato. That time he'll swing and miss, and the side is retired. Release will strand the bases loaded, but still manage to plate 2, as Doyle gets all 3 outs via the punch out this inning. To the home half of the 5th we go. 6-1 Release on top by 5 here in Kent.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Release continues to pull away in this one, now up by 5 as we enter the home half of the 5th inning. A lot of work to do for this Stealth Select offense. Dussel, Bias, and Stewart 9-10-1 due up as you are watching Kent State Invite Baseball on SmeeSports. So far today, 6 strikeouts for Johnny Sliss. And we'll see if he can continue his great form that we have seen him pitch with today. Ground ball, smiked up the middle, over towards second. Throw to first is in time. A nice play by Ganakis for out number 1. Just spiked it right off the turf. Looked initially to have a solid gap to go up the middle. But again, the middle infield there to make a play. Ganakis has been solid so far today. And with 1 away, that'll turn to Brevin Bias. Bias a strikeout looking his first time up. This time, did he go? The answer is no. So ball 1 on a semi-good hold. Nearly went. I think it was more of a stumble than a swing. But still held up in the end. That time, a good take on the outside. 2-0 count. In the 6th for Release, it'll be Twardakis, Spellacy, and Ganakis. 9-10-1. As there is strike 1. Going back to the first inning, this one did start with a Stealth Select lead. They scored back in the first inning, held that 1-0 lead. Since then, it is 6 unanswered from Release. And going forward, you can just tell that they have control of this game, and it is well and truly their game to lose. Here's the 2-2. Again up the middle this time. It's more than through for a 1-out base hit. That's the right idea. And now we go back to the top of the order. Can Stealth Select start to build on it? They definitely have a good chance to. As here comes Josh Stewart looking for his first hit of the day. A ground out and a strikeout thus far. But all it takes is one good at-bat to change the trajectory of this game. Instead, ground ball over towards short. Twardakis turns to 2, and that ball is going to get wide. So both runners will advance an extra base. That'll put 2 runners in scoring position, still 1 down on a rare mistake from Cole Twardakis. Typically, the strongest defender on the field, especially at short. Had the right idea on the turn, just couldn't execute it. And now a chance for Jack Breyer to drive in some runs. This one is going to be interesting as we start to wind towards the end. Release has plenty of work to do defensively. They have had some pitchers warm up over the past couple of innings. If Sliss can't get out of this inning, they do have somebody waiting in the wings. But I think their goal is to see if he can get through it, and I think they want him to. But that pitch is easily to the backstop. Now 6-2. And that ball was just sailing over everybody. Tough one for Johnny Sliss, who has been solid on the mound today. Really hasn't struggled all too much. Struggled early, figured it out. Now time is called, and that might be it for him. It's a tough call either way, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is where his day is over. We'll see here, though. Definitely a solid chance you keep him on. And I wouldn't hate if they did. I think you give him an at-bat or two to figure it out. If he doesn't, then yes, you have to make that change. Proactive changes. That's what we need to see. And we've seen teams do that quite well. I think the RBI Guardians were a great example of it, where they could see the writing on the wall. They wanted to give their pitcher the benefit of the doubt. When it looked like he was starting to truly slip and didn't have anything left, they made the change before it got worse. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's what Release does here. The 2-0 is off the plate for ball 3. After Breyer, it goes to Bo Russ. Sliss needs a strike and gets it at long last. When Russ comes in, the tying run would be in the on-deck circle, so still a long way to go for Stealth Select. But that'll help. It's ball 4. So some pivotal mistakes this inning. You potentially had a double play ball moments ago. Doesn't go the way you would have hoped. And now runners at the corner sets the stage for Braden Ross. A walk and a strikeout thus far for the lefty. Then after him, it goes to Jackson Ford, who is now doing the catching. Release up 6-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning, as there is ball 1. So extra offense in this game in comparison to our first matchup of the day. Wouldn't be surprised if NMC, though, has the most runs on the day in total coming up next. A really strong offense that is ready to produce. But again, as the day gets hotter, fatigue is going to be a thing. How long can the pitchers hang in, and how long before they fall off? The 1-1 wide for ball 2, and that could be an impact on this game even. It is now up to 88 degrees. Started the day around 3 hours ago, or just over 3 hours ago at 75 degrees. Just keep that in mind. And the feel like out is 96. As all you add on the 10 degrees for the turf, and my goodness, it is a sauna on the field. You add all those elements together, it is definitely a tough day for baseball. But still a manageable one. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ross, and now time is called. And since this game did start early, the 2-hour time limit would be at about 12:30. So that could come into effect before the 7th. Ross in the 2-2. High pop, potentially playable. And did he catch it? Yes. What a catch for out number 2. Somehow, in some way, Ryan Shepard came up with it. Well, watch it back on the replay. Slid into it perfectly. That is far from a routine play, especially in foul territory. And that ball hung up there quite a bit. Just in front of his dugout. Makes an excellent play. And now it turns to Jackson Ford. Runner goes, and it's an easy base. All you need is to slip and slide, and he would be off to the races as well. So 1-0 count on the catcher. That time he'll swing and miss. Once again, for release, it'll be Twardakis, Spellacy, and Ganakis. 9-10-1 due up. Looking to reestablish a 5-run lead, if not more. And they might have to do more than just score 1 to make it happen, depending on what happens here. Count 1 and 2, still up by 4. So those runs scored this inning, still vital. Of course, any run would be. The 1-2 from Sliss. He will get the punch out looking to end the inning. Johnny Sliss goes back to the punch out, his 7th of the day. And that'll take us to the 6th. Stealth Select plates 1, but still a mountain to climb. 6-2 your score in Kent.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Paul Dussel is now on the mound for Stealth Select in the top of the 6th inning. 6-2 your score, release on top as you are watching Kent State Invite Baseball on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. As things stand, we have around 18-ish minutes before the 2-hour time limit comes into effect. In other words, if the 6th inning is not quick, it could be the final inning of this game. And then that would lead us into our next game, NMC versus the Geauga Knights. But right now, for release, it'll be Cole Twardakis, followed by Bryden Spellacy and Henry Ganakis this inning. 9-10-1. The 1-0 hits him. So with a leadoff base runner for release, and the third unique way Cole Twardakis has taken first base today, a walk, a base hit, and a hit by pitch. He is quickly running through the list. So now Bryden Spellacy will step in, a pop-out and a fly-out for him this far. But with this being releases potential final ups. He's going to want to make sure that he leaves a good impression on this game, giving himself momentum leading into tomorrow's big matchup against the Academy Wolves, who we'll see later. Twardakis takes off, and woo! That pitch, if, well, Spells is a little bit taller, could have hit him in the head. But it was well above his head, 1-0 count, and absolutely no contest on Twardakis taking seconds. Dussel needs to settle in, has to be careful here. That won't help, high and in. You have the top of the order coming up, and they're hungry too. But is this where Release goes and leaves this Stealth Select team in the dust? Could easily be. They have battled well, trailed in the first inning, took a lead in the second, and haven't looked back since. But all their runs have come in bunches of 2 today. 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fifth. The 2-1 is in the dirt. Twardakis thought about taking off towards third. In the end, does the right thing and stays put. We've already seen 2 big base running mistakes today from Release. You cannot give up a third. Even if it is late in the game, and even if you do feel confident with this lead. You pretty much have a full inning worth of outs that you've surrendered based on the running. As Spellacy will take this ball deep to left field, and it is going to get over everybody for extra bases. It's a ground rule double for Bryden Spellacy. That'll score Twardakis from second. Make it 7-2 Release. He's been waiting for one he could hammer, and at long last he gets it. What a swing from Bryden Spellacy. There's a reason why Padua likes him in the leadoff spot, and even in the 10th spot, he does just as good. Now a 5-run lead for Release. And we go back to the top of the order with Henry Ganakis. So far today, 1 for 2. That was always the goal coming into this inning. Replace the run you gave up. They've done it. Now can they add on a few more? The 1-0 taken for a strike. For Stealth Select, it'll be Zemla, Doyle, and Coyle. 5 through 7 due up in the bottom of the inning. Now around 14 minutes until the time limit. The 1-1, an easy take. But all signs right now are pointing to this being the last inning. Could easily be the case, and with that, we would head off to the quote-unquote afternoon session. The 2-1, a good swing from Ganakis, and it's going to be fair down the line. Spellacy will easily score from second. Ganakis is easily at second. He's losing his helmet. It'll just stay on. And he will take an RBI double as well. Back-to-back RBI doubles for Release's offense. Now 8-2. And still none down this inning. Their biggest lead of the game. And at long last, they have figured it out as that ball just stays fair. Easily down the line. Time is going to be called here. Could we see a pitching change? And it looks like we will. I get why, but once again, with that time limit, Stealth Select is really putting everything into this inning. They'll have a new arm on the mound when we return. So far, so good this inning for Release. Back-to-back RBI doubles have them 8-2, their biggest lead of the day.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Johnny Craig becomes the fourth pitcher of the day for Stealth Select. None down, top of the sixth. It's a 6-run game on back-to-back RBI doubles, releasing a great spot. 8-2 your score as you are watching Kent State Invite Baseball on SmeeSports. It'll be Barman stepping in as he'll take ball one. Once again, the time limit should come into effect at around 12:30. So with that said, about 10 more minutes until we hit it, most likely meaning this will be the final inning of the game regardless. The 1-0 flown foul. As this result stands, release would improve to 12-10 on the season. A big 12th win, a momentous 12th win as well. And again, you only have 2 weekends-ish left to go in this travel ball season. Another good swing this time, a little bit closer. And it'll land foul. Some teams are playing into August. It just depends on the level and the circuit as well. The 965s, they will end next week. And this will be our only involvement this week, as again, our final 2 Sundays will be taken up by the NABF World Series. The 1-2 will hang wide. We'll have 2 games on Friday and pool play, 2 on Saturday, all of which are at Andrews Osborne Academy. Same with Sunday. 2 semifinals and a championship. And then from there, we're off to the Collegiate World Series next week. The 2-2, swing and a miss. 1 down. A good start for Johnny Craig on the mound. And now Will Addington will step in to try and leave his mark on the game. A double play, a hit by a pitch, and a strikeout so far for him. And after he steps in, it turns to Riley Verteber. And I'm sure he wants to leave an exclamation point on this game, too, as this ball is flown into right field, where it will be caught for out number 2. And that'll bring Ganakis to third. So runner at third, 2 down for Riley Verteber. In the bottom of the inning, it'll be Zemla, Doyle, and Coyle. So still an outside chance that we do see the 7th inning. Far from a guarantee, though. Game 3 right now is scheduled for around 1 p.m. Verteber steps in and takes this ball right up the gut for an RBI single. You knew he was going to do something there. It was pretty much a given. Verteber, his 2nd RBI single of the day. That'll make it 9-2. And the run rule inducing run at the end of this inning now stands at first base for Tim Robertson. 2 for 3 on the day. But Stealth Select really hasn't pitched to Verteber at all. And for good reason. But when they've had to, he has made them pay. 2 base hits. It's no surprise at all. It's what he does. It's what he did for Lakewood this season. And what he will do going forward from here. Count now 1-1 as he'll take that one for a strike. Again, it'll be Zemla, Doyle, Coyle, 5 through 7 coming up. Trying to take something away from this game for Stealth Select. Good strong swing over towards third. Throw to second will be in time to end the inning. A nice throw from Bias as that'll take care of Verteber on the fielder's choice. But the damage has been done. Release leads this one by 7. 8 minutes-ish left to go until the time limit is reached. Most likely the last chance for Stealth Select coming up when we return.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Luke Legato is now on to pitch for release in the home half of the 6th inning, trying to close this one out for the visitors as they hold on to their 9-2 lead. A strong offensive day altogether, scoring their runs across 4 different innings. Again, they trailed early on in this one, have given up a few runs since. But the consensus opinion here is quite clear. This release team is going to do damage in this tournament as expected. And now it'll be Jace Zemla stepping in to lead off the bottom of the inning, taking this one over towards third. Throw on the run, 2-1 is in time, 1 up, 1 down. A nice put out there from Shepard, who had a really nice catch last inning. Time is 12:25, so right around that time limit. Again, we don't know if we will see the 7th inning. A quick bottom of the inning might make that happen. It just depends on when they officially ended the mound visit. Or rather, the coaching meeting. Whenever that ended is the time they go by, so we'll see what happens. Legato, second pitch of the inning, misses high for ball 1. As now he'll take on Patty Doyle. A line out and a single, so 1 for 2 on the day. For Legato, being consistent here is going to be key. This is pretty much a cleanup effort, just trying to keep the game where it's at, not doing anything too crazy, but still wants to make sure he goes out here and puts some good film on tape. The 2-0 off the plate for ball 3. Again, coming up next at 1 o'clock today, it is NMC taking on the Geauga Knights. Should be a fun matchup here at Schoonover Stadium. The 3-0, taken for ball 4. So a 1-out walk for the former EH. And now it turns to Jackson Coyle, the DH. Coyle so far a single and a walk. After him it goes to the new pitcher in Johnny Craig. Total of 6 pitchers combined, 4 for Stealth Select, 2 so far for release in this game. A far cry from game number 1, which saw a total of 2 pitchers. Each starter went the distance. Again, we saw just a crazy performance, nearly 125 pitches for the Stark Raiders starter. And Stevens did an excellent job in that game, just fell short in the end on a walk-off 2 RBI double from Joe Svets. And again, the Raiders will be in action against CBF Zada coming up. The 0-1, good drive down the right field line and into the corner it goes. This will be extra bases for Jackson Coyle as he will cruise to second. And the lead runner in front of him and Patty Doyle will stop at third. So Stealth Select is not done yet. They know they don't have much time to play with. They have 2 outs in total as well to play with. But they are trying to make the most of any opportunity they are given. And that's a great example of it, putting that ball down the right field line. And now it turns the offense over to Johnny Craig, the pitcher. Can he knock in a few runs to make this one interesting at the end? That is his hope. First pitch, he'll take high for ball 1. Again, after this one is over, we will announce our player of the game, presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. So stay with us after our final commercial break. As well, Spells, he will go and have a word with his pitcher, trying to settle him down. You do have 7 insurance runs. You don't want to go too far into that, as again, runs allowed is the tiebreaker for this tournament. So any runs scored here just hurt release. They don't really help at all for Stealth Select unless they come back and win this game. Which, it sounds crazy to say it that way, but if we're talking about tiebreaker strictly, the first tiebreaker, the only thing that can happen here is Stealth Select can hurt release's chances of the 1 seed. And I'm sure they wouldn't mind doing that. I'm sure NMC Carrick will keep that in mind as they go into their next game. The 1-0 fouled back, and even with it, IVL Karen only allowing 2 runs. They're in a good spot. They're 1-0 as well. And they'll have some big games coming up to still show they can hang with anybody. And I'm sure the Stark Raiders, they want their 7th win today. The 1-1 taken for ball 2. Time now 12:29, so surely we're at the time limit. So we'll finish this inning and nothing more. Two balls, one strike. This time swung on and lightly tipped back to the catcher. Count 2-2 on Johnny Craig. It is Pat Dussel, the left fielder, who was pitching at one point in the on-deck circle. Pitched very briefly in the top of the sixth. Legato's 2-2. Craig pokes it up the middle, over towards short. Twarakis' throw to first will not be in time, and it's an RBI single on the infield for Johnny Craig. That'll make it 9-3, so now a 6-run game. Still 2 runners on, 1 down. As now Dussel will step in. I doubt it, but does Release think about a pitching change? I don't think so. I think, again, you go with what you have here because it has gotten you this far. But that run will definitely hurt, and any more after it will too. But that's just worst case scenario. Right now, you're in line for the win. You'll be 1-0. You'll take that heading into tomorrow with another tough game coming up. Bunt shown and quickly pulled back. Now 2-0 the counts. I still do think pretty much regardless of the time this one ends, as close to 1 o'clock as we can, we will start the next game. And MC Karavik has been stretching for quite a while now. Now the 2-0. Perfectly there for strike one. Again, after our next game, 3:15, the Academy Wolves take on Force Mancuso, followed by Premier Budzinski taking on NMC Bliss. Count 2-1 on the left fielder. And it's high for ball 3. A chance to load up the bases here for Brevin Bias. This game just completely changing. And there will be some action. MJ Sable's going down to the bullpen for Release. The 3-1 hits the inside edge for strike 2. But rocky scenes here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kind of surprised to see the action in the pen, but I think Sable will be ready just in case he is needed. Here's the payoff pitch, and it'll be flown foul. We'll try it again. Again, just astonishing to see how this game has pretty much changed. That's the best way to put it. Council 3-2 as there is ball 4. Bases loaded. 1 down. And now it turns to Brevin Bias. Just really interesting. No other way to put it. Not the finish Release had in mind at all. But this still could be the finish that the Sealth Select team had in mind. They just need to take care of a few things as there is strike 1. Just really surprising. It really is an interesting way to close it out. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Now, if Release can keep it 9-3, it'll be more looked at as a positive. But if anything more, I don't know. Just a really weird way. You just kind of feel the demeanor has changed no matter what happens. The 0-2 is well high. Release still 2 outs away. Can they get them quickly? Or will somehow in some way Stealth Select have a chance? The 1-2, swing and a miss. And just like that, the magic number is now 1 for Luke Legato and the defense. Back to the top we go with Josh Stewart. He has the last line of offense remaining for Stealth Select. Down by 6, bottom of the 6th. Over the time limit. This will be the last inning. We know that. And now 2 strikes remain. 0-1 the count. But again, a good win for Release. The ending, not what they wanted. Some extra adversity, more than they were hoping to have to deal with today. But they still have dealt with it quite nicely. The 0-1 poked up the middle, and it is going to be caught to end the game. Why not some added flair to close it out? 9-3 your final. It's a nice catch at second base. Exactly what this team wanted to end the game with. A momentum builder. Ganakis and company will take that one into their next game. But again, they didn't want it to come down to something like that. They still win by 6, but they feel there is plenty of work to do coming after this. And they will get ready to go for their next game tomorrow. When we return, we will announce our player of the game presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center as you are watching Kent State Invite Baseball on SmeeSports.
Experiencing pain of any kind? Call a timeout and stop by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center. There, Dr. Max or Dr. Stephanie will provide a top-tier adjustment. Then you'll unwind in their therapy room. Visit their website at www.thychiro.com or call 440-238-3338 and book an appointment today. The Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, keeping Strongsville pain-free since 2013. Looking to get in shape and join a great community? Look no further than CrossFit Strongsville. We offer classes taught by our amazing staff of coaches. If going solo is more your speed, stop in for our open gym hours. Visit our website at CrossFitStrongsville.com to learn more and view our schedule. Visit our new location at 12608 Alameda Drive in Strongsville. Strongsville CrossFit, you're worth it. You deserve to be healthier and happier.
Welcome back to Schoonover Stadium in Kent. 9-3 your final. A little late game scare, but still a convincing win for Release. Your player of the game, presented by the Healthiest You Chiropractic Center, will go to Tim Robertson. 2 base hits today, 2 RBIs, a fielder's choice. Reached 3 or 4 times. Successful outing for him in the DH spot. He took care of business. He drove in 2 crucial runs early. They ended up being insurance runs when it was all said and done. But you look at that, the way it changed the game, the way that it gave Release comfort. It was the biggest turning point in this game, and one of the biggest reasons why Release walks out of here with a win, their 12th of the season. Time now to head on over to game link number 3, as up next, NMC takes on the Geauga Knights, as you are watching Kent State Invite Baseball on SmeeSports in partnership with the 965 Midwest Tournament Challenge. But for now, this is Nathan Smee signing off from Schoonover Stadium at Olga Mura Field.